on the back of a mistake from Rance. If he ain't diving, he's making mistakes, and I love to watch him complain about that shit. Oh, just give me a Rance cam. Give me a Rance cam of him claiming a push in the back when no one was near him, or claiming a block when no one touched him, or just generally sucking because things didn't go his way. Oh, I hate that dickbag. G'day guys, my name's Josh. Yo, K-Com is JaWoodle, and welcome back to a surprise episode of AFL Evolution. I know I said at the end of yesterday's episode that was it and there wasn't going to be any more because the season was over, but I was like, you know what? There's one more I can make. And after the demolition jobs against both Melbourne and Richmond over in WA, and wait, Richmond here in Melbourne at the MCG, which was very surprising to everyone, and Melbourne over in WA at the brand new Optus Stadium, I thought, you know what? Let's see who's going to take home the honours of third place. The third place playoff between Melbourne and Richmond at the G is what I am going to do, because I want to know. I want to know if this had been the grand final that we're all kind of expecting to get, Melbourne being the form team and Richmond being unstoppable at the G, what would have happened? So instead of what would have, it's who's going to make a third place star. Whatever, that. Words are hard, I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a clear night game at the G. Just tickling my fantasy of a nighttime grand final. Make sure it's all on legendary. No, that's game options. No, that is actually what I wanted. Never mind. Legendary difficulty. That's exactly right. Okay, we are good to go. I'm not going to bother with the team lineups at all. Just whatever AFL Evolution thinks is the best squad to go out there and win the chocolates on the day. Play match. Here we go. Here come my boys with Jonesy with his amazing mustachio. Oh, I love that stash. It's a good stash. I'm kind of glad there isn't actually a third place playoff in the AFL though. Like you lose and you're out and that's it. Imagine having to play the next week, the day before the grand final, the Friday night or something. Imagine like how much you wouldn't care anymore. Like what's the point of playing for third? Everyone would just be miserable. It's like a pack of losers all they don't want to come to the game. No wonder they don't do it. It'd be a horrible decision. Anyway, the third place playoff is underway. Maxi Gorn got the first tap, and it's going to come to Clayton Oliver just outside the forward 50 on the near side. He puts it up to the hot spot just outside the top of the goal square. Asprey gets back. It takes a defensive mark, though, as he would need to do. I reckon Richmond probably got it here. I think Richmond have probably got the wood on Melbourne, especially since you can't equate like current form into this. So just based on the team structure and how they play and the quality of players they have, I reckon Richmond have got this in the bag. Daniel Rioli has it 35 out, 35-degree angle, makes no mistake from there. Rioli is a great set shot at goal, almost better than Jackie Boy Rewalt, and first snag of the imaginary playoff game goes to the Tigs with Daniel Rioli kicking a good goal up forward. Ooh, Dusty Martin late tackle, unusual. He's just swelling in the knee. I'm sure that's going to be an excuse they use for the next year about how Dusty was sore, and that's why they got destroyed by Collingwood. Speaking of Dusty though, he pops up and one steps a 40-meter drop putt straight through the guards. Richmond to kick 2 in a row. This could be a drubbing. Melbourne could get knocked out of competition, out of contention is what I was actually looking for in the first couple minutes of this game. But here we go. They finally look to respond. Garlett has it. 40 out, directly in front. Drop punt, looks good off the bird, sneaks in. That's a goal to Melbourne. Melbourne looking good here, thoughtfully and deliberately chipping it up the wing from Viney to Jones to Hannon to Pedersen. Too far out to score. Doesn't put it inside. Finds Garlett though. Still outside the 50, but he should be able to put it on the nipples. No, he's put it out wide again. No, he's turned it over. You can't be doing that. You've got to kick it forward. When you're in that position, you've got to go forward and go forward quick. If your forward 50 is full of one-on-ones, put it on one of your forwards' heads and trust them to get there and kick it to their advantage, and they'll probably get the mark. I say, as Garlett has the ball, kicks it to the advantage of Petrarca. What did I just say? You give it to a one-on-one with one of your gun forwards, and you're probably going to get a snag out of it. Petrarca's kicked the goal, and we're all square again. Here come the Demons again. Garlett's got it. He's going to go for home. He didn't want it from here a second ago. He's put it long. Rance is on the goal line. Gets a hand to it. Thumps it back into play. Stupid from Rance, which is for me because I fucking hate that flippy head. Fuck. Garlett's run in, followed his own kick, and from Rance's mistake, He's socking it through for a goal, and the Melbourne Demons take the lead on the back of a mistake from Rance. If he ain't diving, he's making mistakes, and I love to watch him complain about that shit. Oh, just give me a Rance cam. Give me a Rance cam of him claiming a push in the back when no one was near him, or claiming a block when no one touched him, or just generally sucking because things didn't go his way. Oh, I hate that dickbag. I love that me saying that Rance is a diver and a sook and that kind of stuff. It means that all the Richmond fanboys down below in the comments are going to be like, oh, you can't say that about Rance. Get a game, cockhead. Who the fuck are you? You suck. And I'll be like, yeah, I mean, I do suck at footy, but as a spectator, I get to sit here and say, Rance is a diving flog because I watch him dive and be a flog every time he plays. Speaking of flogs, Richmond have left half the Melbourne Demons open in the forward line, and Garlett has it, and this to extend Melbourne's lead to 2 goals. He's hit the post. Unlucky. Shaved the inside. A thinner shave than a slice of cheese. But that's right. Rance has the kick out. Kicks to himself. Comes to the near side. Runs into trouble. Misses his target. Loose ball in the forward 50 for Demons. Jones is on it. Gives it across. That kick has gone through for a goal. But it's called it doesn't count because apparently it happened after the siren sounded. And I don't believe that. I'm going to check the footage and see when that ball was kicked, because I do not believe that shit happened after the siren sounded. Get through this before the ball is bounced. Instant replay. What is the last thing that happened in the corner? Okay, slow-mo, slow-mo, slow-mo. Where does it jump? Oh, you are kidding. The ball is almost at his knees, and the siren apparently goes. Oh, Melbourne have been robbed by a goal. If this comes down to less than a goal at the end of the game, then that is going to be in the papers all next week for the imaginary third place playoff, because that is some horse shit right there. Here come Richmond. Dusty Martin crashes the pack with his bad knee, and he's going to go back and probably slot the goal, which is going to square it all up at 25 apiece. He does put it through the middle. That's a goal to Dusty. He's kicked 2 for the day, and it is now 4-1-25 for both teams. That lost goal for Melbourne is definitely going to come back to haunt them. I can see it now as Richmond come back through the middle. Great tackle by the big beard of Maxi Gawn. He didn't tackle him. His beard just went yum and grabbed the Richmond player who was running past. And then Bernie Vince, who just played in a losing VFL grand final to the Box Hill Hawks, kicks it forward to Petrarca, who from the numbers on the 50 with the spiral puts it in and kicks the goal. Melbourne back in front. The ball has spent the last 5 minutes bouncing around the center square. Finally, Melbourne go forward. Oh, Jones just got destroyed. And back into the congestion. The ball goes to Prestia. Oh, finally, we're looking back going forward to one of the team's ends. Richmond might actually get a forward 50 entry. It hasn't been anywhere near anyone's goals for a long time. Puts it up. Oh, my voice is squeaked. That was interesting. But puts it up as Sammy Frost gets in front, takes the defensive mark, and then we're back to the middle to kick around for a little while. This is my life now. Just watching the ball tinker back and forth, bounce off each wall of the center square, hoping that someone gets forward and does something with it. Is that going to be a turnover? No, it's not. Clayton Oliver might put it forward. Here come the D's. Nah, never mind. It's still outside the forward 50. At least they're maintaining possession now, though. Oh, forward 50 to Mitch Haddon. Oh, here we go. We might actually get a score. A shot on goal. He's going to go back. He's going to kick it. He's going to kick it long with a spiral and kick the goal. Thank you, Mitch Haddon. Something finally happened. Oh, that was a long time between drinks, and I'm thirsty. Oh, I wasn't getting. I was thirsty. Oh, Melbourne streaming forward gives it to Jesse Hogan, who won't be playing. Oh, I mean, no one's playing this game. This game is measured as I knock my microphone. Hogan comes in and for once in his life kicks a goal that he should be kicking. And Hogan puts the D's out to a 3-goal lead. How did that happen? It was all square not that long ago. Demons have kicked 3 unanswered goals. Dusty tries to ride a tackle, gets drilled into the green stuff. The supporters won't be happy about that. He's supposed to be untouchable rather. The Richmond faithful are screaming at the umpire, yelling that Dusty should have a free kick because he was touched by someone and he didn't give consent as it goes forward. And then Sean Grigg takes a big mark on the logo in the goal square, and that will be the desperate drink of water that Richmond needed. That stems the flow, answers the goals, and finally Richmond looked dangerous. At half-time, Richmond managed to get that desperate goal at the end there, but Melbourne still lead by 2 goals. It is going to be a tight game all the way through. Dusty, the only multiple goal kicker from Richmond, Petrarca and Gartler both get multiples from Melbourne. Nathan Jones with the most ball from Melbourne. Prestia getting leather poisoning over at Richmond. It's a good game. I mean, there was a good half of that quarter. It wasn't a good game. It was just chipping around the middle of the ground and no one looking like they actually wanted to go forward. But then they decided to play again and it got interesting again. As Richmond get the first clearance of the second half, dropped mark by Melbourne, and then McIntosh, I'd say McIntosh, drills him into the ground, gets a stoppage just outside the forward 50. Gone, as always, the ruckman of everyone's dreams with his big luscious beard, gets the hit out, and Melbourne come forward. Interesting decision there to handball to the running man instead of kicking it forward to an open forward. But then Richmond are going to get it, pick it up to Cochin, back to Caddy, who kicks it forwards. Martin drops the pill. He is chasing it like a madman possessed, but Demons have the numbers, and Butler relieves the pressure by getting into the back. Oh, Rance! Oh, that's a bad decision by Rance. He's turned it over in true AFL evolution style, but I will blame Alex Rance because I can. And he turns over to Gartlett, who kicks the goal. Richmond got the first goal of the second half, but was immediately pegged back and then one-upped because of Rance's stupidity in the back line. So now they are a net loss for this half so far. Early stages, I know, but they looked threatening to start with, and then a bad decision for them to kick out means that suddenly all of their hard work has come to naught. In fact, it's come to -1. As Melbourne come forward again, Petrarca takes a big pack mark over the top, and he won't make a mistake from there. Petrarca's a goddamn genuine bona fide gun, and he kicks a sausage. 4 for Petrarca. Petrarca won't miss this. An easy set shot straight just outside the goal square. Richmond are throwing this away. It's the third place playoff. They don't care. The boys have already gone on holidays. They've given up 4 unanswered goals to Melbourne. Richmond got the first and then haven't touched the pill since, as Jordan Lewis gets a nice little face full of grass in the middle of the centre square. Oh, big bump by Jones. Lane, was it Prestia, I think it was? I didn't see the number. Hard to see the numbers on those uniforms. Either way, here come Melbourne again. Viney wants it. Viney gets it. The slope to his legs to no one's particular advantage. The ball's still loose. Caddy wants it. Doesn't get there. Melbourne get there first. Big bump. Another big bump. Handball over the top. Intercepted by Richmond. And then it's going to go forward through Gordon, who gets laid the fuck out. Jones wants it. Doesn't get it. Viney wants it. Still doesn't get it. Handball finally. So clear possession. The turnover. The barrel. That's a goal to Edwards. 24th minute mark. Forwards line stoppage for Melbourne. Gorn is nowhere to be seen. He must have gone off. I don't know why he'd take Gorn off at this point. I mean, the game is kind of blown out a little bit here. So maybe they're just putting him in cotton wool for his snow trip to Hotham later this year. Oh, that's a good tackle on McDonald. And Richmond get the ball away through Cochin. Big kick to advantage. Got to run onto that. He kicks it out into space and says, get your legs on. It's all yours, boys. Don't do anything with it, though. And McIntosh, after not getting the ball from Cochin, manages to hold up the rebound from Melbourne, going back the other way. This is looking bad. It's going to be a big deficit at three-quarter time. The premiership quarter. The third place quarter? I don't know. Either way, Petrarca has it just inside the forward 50. He might want it. He does want it. He loads up on the siren, the barrel, the sausage. Petrarca's kicked 6. This is not looking good for Richmond. 5 goals behind and 2 behind if you want to count that. But let's just focus on the majors. There's 21 inside 50s to 12. Richmond just aren't out there today. They're doing what they did against Collingwood, just haven't shown up yet. They may do something in the final term. I don't know. They looked dangerous at the start of the third. They kicked the first goal. They were all up and about as Tony McDonald comes forward. Handballs to Petrarca, gets wrapped up immediately. Garlett picks it up, can't get a good handle on it. Hogan slaps it back to him. He gets tackled, and then they kick it out wide, but it hadn't read it best, and he might go for home. He doesn't. He spots it up to the hot spot, and Ellis takes a decisive, needed, desperate intercept mark in the back 50. He kicks it to Viney, but it's alright. He leaves the pressure for 30 seconds, and Viney, who's a superstar, puts it lace out to Pedersen, directly in front, 35 metres out, shouldn't miss it, doesn't miss it. They extend the lead again. Melbourne are going to jump up to third, and are going to be, well, I mean, they're going to be happy with that, but it's better than nothing. This is turning into a very dirty day for Richmond. They're 7 goals behind, and it's not looking like they're going to be pegging that back. back anytime soon. They can't even get a bite, let alone reel it in. The fishing line's useless at this point. Good tackle back there. Defense has tried as hard as they can, but you can only stop so many entries until they start bleeding through. Here we go. They're finally going forward. You know who I haven't seen all day? Jack Riewoldt. When's the last time anyone saw Jack Riewoldt touch the footing in this? I haven't seen him at all. Did he get injured? Is he off the ground? Is he like still in the change rooms? Has he forgotten his boots today? Who knows? I don't know. All I know is he hasn't been kicking goals. And when Jackie Boy Riewoldt doesn't kick snags, then Richmond don't kick snags. They're a bit of a one-trick pony in that way. Like Sydney focus on Buddy Franklin, Richmond focus on Jack Riewoldt. I mean, they have other players who are good too, but he really seems to be like the barometer for Richmond's success. Oh, it's very close to the boundary line. Hayden gets there and gets it before it goes out of bounds though. And Melbourne load up for yet another score. Petrarca may want it from here. He may be looking at this, licking his lips, thinking, you know what? This might be mine. I might be able to claim the what's the third place equivalent of a Norm Smith? I don't know. I'm sure there's something out there, but just the something medal, the BOG for the playoff game. Oh, geez, this is just ugly. You know it's bad when Edwards is dropping sitters like that. The Tigers, to their credit, I mean, well, it's the computer's credit, it's the CPU after all, are still playing. They're still trying. The game is gone. They're 4th place for the year, which is, I mean, I consider they finished top. Pretty disappointing if I was them, but doesn't really matter. Edwards finally took a mark. There's Jack Riewoldt. He has finally popped up. The man who I haven't seen all day has stuck his head out of the daisies and been like, you know what? Yeah, no, I'll play. And he's come up, popped up, and kicked a goal. A bit little, a bit late, mate. But you know, whatever. You do you. A consolation goal for Jack Riewoldt. Look at those last 10 scores. This is a domination. Richmond are just praying for the final siren now. It's the 23rd minute. It can't be too far away. They're coming forward again. Edwards has it too far out to score. There is the siren. He's going to go for the long bomb barrel anyway. Puts it up. Not going to make it. Gordy's back there. Gets a hand on it. Touches the ground. And that is all she wrote for the 3rd place playoff. And Melbourne come up trumps. They get the chockies. They finish 3rd. And I am so glad this wasn't what the grand final was going to be. Because that is an absolute... That's a misery. No one wants to see a grand final blow out like that. You always want it to be close. Especially as a neutral. I mean, if you're a Melbourne supporter, you're pretty goddamn happy with that. But if as a neutral or anyone doesn't go for one of these teams, you'd hate this. You want it to be close. You want it to be right invested to the last 5 minutes. Then you can start celebrating. But oh boy, that is an absolute drubbing. Melbourne get up and finish 3rd for the year. 8-1-49 loses to 14-3-87. Demolition job if ever I've seen one. It was definitely Melbourne's midfield that won it. Vining and Jones got a load of the pill and held Dusty outside the top 3 possession getters. If Riewoldt's doing nothing and Dusty's doing nothing, then you've got the Tigers under wraps and you can get them done regardless of their voodoo of always going to get the G or whatever. That's all bullshit. Petrarca kicked 6. Well done by him. But that is the end of the 3rd place playoff. And that is, this time I actually mean it, the end of AFL Evolution. In total, AFL Evolution 2 comes out next year. So I'll be playing that when it drops. It might not come out in time for round 1. So the next time I play a footy game will be round 1 next year. Because this game, this season, this year is over. So thank you guys for watching most of all. Thank you to all the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked, make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter, but don't talk to you there first. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.